How's everyone doing tonight? Um, I was on somebody else's panel. Actually, I've been on two panels today, so I figured I'd start my own.
3, 2, 1, go!
What the hell?
Now $400
Oh my
less.
god!
Original Peloton bike.
I was on a couple of panels, and the last one I was on, somebody came up. You should just name this stream Drunktank. It's like, sounds good to me, so I'm going to use that because it's fitting for me. But the part that really made me start this one is they were having a topic came up, and some topics, yeah, you can get through in 3 sentences and be done with it. But some are a little more involved, and I was told to basically turn the floor over. Okay. So I'll turn that floor over and I'll build my own floor. So here I am on my own floor. The topic came up about smoking and this, that, the other thing, and it turned into like smoking in bars. I remember living back in California when they first passed the law that smoking was no longer allowed in bars. And it was designed to help the bartenders that were not smokers. It was designed entirely for them. California actually did it right in the way they went about it. However, the mom and pop bars in California that had less than 5 employees, it was entirely up to them whether or not they allowed smoking. And crap, wrong options there. Hope I don't lose my train of thought. Add mod. Okay, got it. All right. But it was designed correctly, and it was to be to where the health department was going to be the ones that went around and inspected and checked for it. That only lasted for like a month, and apparently they realized that they were understaffed for taking on that responsibility. So they in turn gave that diligence or that duty out to local police departments. So police departments started going around checking bars for people in the bars that were smoking. It's like, okay, so now you're making it a criminal offense to smoke in bars, which automatically should have been a given. But now it's no longer the health department that's checking on that, it's the local police. The health department has no obligation or right to arrest anybody, but police departments do. So they made it more of a finable situation to where cities could generate revenue. I don't know how imposing a fine protects the bartenders that have to work in this environment. Now, granted, the idea comes to my mind, if you're a bartender, people in bars smoke. It's like a given. You should know that going in. Are you willing to subject yourself to that environment for your pay? And where that got lost along the way, I don't know, but apparently it happened. But again, the little mom and pop businesses, the ones that just run a small bar, they don't hire a lot of people. They have the option to choose whether they were going to be smoking or non-smoking. Shortly after that, I moved to a very small town in Washington that had a mom and pop bar. That was their business. That was their livelihood. Customers come in there, they smoke. It was only the owners that worked there. They had no outside help. They had no hourly employees. It was just them. But they were told, because at that time, Oregon had just passed the law, no smoking in bars. It was not enforced by the health department. It was not set in place to benefit the workers that have to work there. But they were told they could no longer allow smoking. Okay, so who are you helping? Who are you hurting? Let's see, you're not helping the owners of this business because they are the only ones that ever worked there. They have no outside hired help that would have to be subjected to that. So you're just overstepping your bounds as a government to interfere with small independent business. So Oregon definitely got it wrong. Definitely got it wrong. But God knows, anytime they want more money in taxes, what are the very first two things they add additional taxes to? Cigarettes and alcohol. Always first. Always, always, always. Just by that taxation, they are saying that cigarettes and alcohol go together. So then why are they trying to separate them? I don't understand it. I really don't understand that. But this is just how government works. Come up with a great idea, and you impose it for a little bit, and then it changes. Why? Did you get it wrong? Did you fuck something up? I mean, it's okay to admit you fucked up. It's totally okay. But own your fuck ups. I fuck up every day. Every day of my life. I don't think there's ever been one day where I didn't fuck something up. But it happens. I'm human. It's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. And the fuck ups never get smaller. They do get bigger. It's just part of life. But get your laws in place. Decide what the ultimate goal of said law is, and follow through with that. Why is that so hard to comprehend? Is that like something? Is that like considered thinking outside of the box? Is that like not getting your goals lined up to fit the narrative that's being spun? I don't understand. Government wants to add stipulations to this, that, the other thing that relegate to everyday life for the average person. And when they come up with them, yeah, it's like a spitball thing. It's like, okay, well, this is something maybe we should look at. And then we spitball as to why we're doing it, how we go about enforcing it, penalties relegated for that crime that we're talking about, or suspected crime, or whatever the ultimate goal is, whatever it pertains to the end goal. And then a lot of shit gets lost along the way. So the follow through sucks. It absolutely sucks. The idea behind it is good. I'll agree to that. I will agree to that. Because I remember coming home from bars, and the next day, the clothes that I took off that night, oh my God, they fucking reeked. They fucking reeked of cigarette smoke. Then they started making it illegal to smoke in bars, to where if you want to smoke, you had to go outside. Saves the bartender from having to inhale all that shit. Saves everybody in the bar from having to inhale that shit. But the next day, your clothes don't reek of stale cigarettes. An ungodly reek. So, yeah, I understand that. So that made sense to me. But it wasn't really necessarily about the way they did it in California to impede on private business, because bars are private business. That's why bars are given the authority to kick people out, as is every private business, because they are a private business. So I don't know where shit got lost, where it got muddled, but apparently it did somewhere. And there are opposing views as to why they should be allowed to, why they shouldn't be. But that is just part of anything. But anytime you try and do something like that, there are going to be opposing views. Just like me and anybody I talk to, there's going to be opposing views. Doesn't mean we got to hate each other. Doesn't mean we have to wind up in jail because we can't discuss it like a civilized adults. But it's going to happen. It really is. I don't think there's anything on the face of the planet that everyone can agree to is right. Well, I have my views, and I think back to like the dirtiest, most disgusting thing I can think of. But in other cultures, it's like a given. It's just part of their life. It's how they're raised, whether it be religious or whatever. It is actually part of their culture. The dirtiest thing I can think of is, God, I'm not sure if this is okay to say. The worst thing that I can think of is adult relations with a child. That is like the easiest way I can think to get that across. But then in other cultures, that is okay. They are brought up to think that is okay. That's their freedom of religion. So, granted, they're not in America. I feel they still have freedom of religion. But that's just my opinion. Whether I'm right or wrong, we don't have to agree. It's okay to have opposing views. But I got a new icon down here. What the hell is that? Create a poll. Oh, well, that's new to me. I've never seen create a poll. Huh. Cool. Okay. So I got one option down there. All right. But anyway, this is Drunktank number 1. I think I like the idea of this title. But yeah. Are you still here, Golden? You should be in blue now, by the way, just so you know. That was one thing I had to take care of. Guess not. Really don't know who all's here right now. I can see that there are 2 watching. I'm not sure if I even count as 1 or not. So if I see 1, I guess that's just me watching. But yeah. Gregory, if you're still here, please do me a favor and post a link for your channel. For those that don't know, Gregory's got his own channel. He does panels. He's just in Australia, so his times will vary. But small channels help small channels out. That's what we do. That's how we get ourselves out there. We promote each other. We help each other. That's just my opinion. Might not be popular, but it's my opinion. So I'm running down to the end of my little preaching abilities right now. But I'll keep it open for a few minutes if Gregory's still here for him to post his link. Wow. This is going to be a very short stream. That's cool. No long-term obligations here. Woo. That's a victory. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if anybody's here. Maybe it's just a couple of trolls. I don't know. This is going to end pretty fucking quick. Just short panel to begin with. All right, so y'all have a great night. It's late on a Sunday, and apparently, I guess a lot of people got to work early on Monday, depending on where they're at in the country, when in their time zone. That's like the typical work week, Monday through Friday. But yeah, anyway, those that came by, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate y'all's time. Y'all have a great night. Love one another. Take care, everybody.